Listen closely, because what you are feeling right now is not random. It is not imagination. It is not emotional fluctuation or coincidence. What you are sensing in your spirit, that quiet trembling, that inner stirring, that subtle acceleration in your chest, is a sign, a signal, a whisper in the invisible realm, pointing towards something that is approaching your life with divine precision. There is a reason you paused on this message. There is a reason your heart leaned in. There is a reason your spirit said, "Pay attention." Something in you recognizes what words cannot fully explain. Because deep inside, beneath everything you've carried, everything you've survived, everything you've questioned and prayed over, your spirit has begun to feel a shift, a change in the atmosphere, a movement in the unseen. Your soul has been picking up signals long before your mind could name them. And today, that sensing is being confirmed. What you have felt rising in you, the tension, the anticipation, the longing, the discomfort, the holy restlessness, has been pointing to a divine moment now, coming into view. You may not know exactly what it is yet. You may not have the full picture. You may still be unsure how everything connects. But something in you just knows. Something tells you you're standing at the edge of a threshold. Something whispers that you are closer than you have ever been. You can't explain it logically, but spiritually, you feel that something is about to break open. Something is about to be revealed. Something is aligning that your spirit has been preparing for. And this is why you've been sensing unusual waves of emotion. This is why old things suddenly feel too small. This is why certain people no longer feel aligned with your spirit. This is why moments of silence feel heavier and moments of clarity feel sharper. Heaven has been signaling you. God has been brushing against your awareness. The spiritual realm has been releasing hints, subtle impressions, small confirmations, and your spirit has been catching every one of them. This message is not appearing in your life by chance. It is appearing because the confirmation you've been praying for, wondering about, yearning for, is now stepping forward. The very thing your spirit has been sensing is real. It is close. And it is carrying the weight of divine intention. So breathe, focus, open your heart. Because the next moments will not just explain what you've been feeling. They will confirm it, amplify it, and reveal why your spirit has been preparing for this exact time. And the reason your spirit has been sensing all of this so intensely is because the message that is unfolding right now is not coming from the natural realm. It is not emerging from human intuition or emotional projection. What you are stepping into in this moment is a divine communication. A word carried by the breath of God sent into your life with intentional timing. This is why it feels different. This is why it resonates deeper. This is why it strikes a chord in places words normally cannot reach. It is because heaven chose this moment to speak directly to you. There are moments in life when God does not simply nudge, whisper, or hint, moments when He steps forward and makes His presence unmistakably clear. Moments when He confirms what your spirit has quietly sensed, but could not yet articulate. This is one of those moments. The very fact that your inner awareness has been heightened, that your discernment has sharpened, that your heart has been more sensitive than usual, is because the Spirit of God has been drawing near. Not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. Not to frighten you, but to align you. Not to confuse you, but to bring clarity to the very thing you've been feeling rise inside. You've been sensing movement in the unseen because heaven has been orchestrating something around your life. God has been shifting pieces, opening invisible doors, closing paths that no longer serve your destiny, rearranging circumstances that seemed still. There has been activity in the spiritual realm surrounding you, and your soul has been responding even before your mind fully understood why. This is how God often works. Before He reveals a thing, He prepares your spirit for it. Before He manifests the blessing, He awakens the sensitivity. Before He answers the prayer, He fine-tunes your awareness, so that when the answer comes, you recognize it instantly. What you've been feeling is not anxiety, it's alignment. Not confusion, but calibration. Not fear, but divine sensitivity awakening inside of you. And now, as you listen, the veil is being lifted. God is bringing confirmation, not because you demanded it, but because you are ready for it. He has seen your questions, heard your prayers, and watched the silent wrestling inside your heart. And instead of leaving you in uncertainty, He's stepping forward with clarity. He is letting you know, yes, what you felt was me. Yes, what you sensed was real. Yes, your spirit has been picking up my movement. And now I am confirming it to you. Feel the weight of that. Let it settle into your chest. Let the presence of God meet you where you are right now in this exact moment. Because this message is not meant to inform you, it's meant to awaken you. It is meant to activate the part of you that has been sensing the shift, but didn't yet have the language for it. God is giving that language now. He is connecting the spiritual dots. He is illuminating what has been stirring in the background. So remain open. Stay attentive. Because what comes next is the revelation, the unveiling of what your spirit has already been feeling approaching. What has been drawing so near to your spirit, what has been brushing against the edges of your awareness, is not just a vague shift or random spiritual activity. It is the approach of a moment that has been written into your destiny long before you ever walked into this season. Something divinely appointed is aligning with your timeline, and your spirit has been sensing its arrival like a soft vibration in the atmosphere around you. It is a change, a breakthrough, a revelation, a movement of God that is now transitioning from hidden orchestration to visible manifestation. For some time now, heaven has been building something behind the scenes of your life. Quietly, patiently, with precision. God has been constructing alignments you couldn't see, preparing pathways you didn't know existed, positioning people, opportunities, and outcomes in ways that were invisible to you, but deeply intentional. And now the edges of that divine work are beginning to break into the open. This is why your spirit has been so alert. This is why you've been feeling things that your mind couldn't explain. You have been sensing the pressure of a blessing preparing to enter your life. What is coming is not small, not ordinary, not casual. You are stepping into a season where what you have carried internally will begin unfolding externally. The shift you've been feeling is the spiritual rumbling before the unveiling. It's like the moment just before dawn, when the first threads of light pierce the horizon, even though the sun has not fully risen yet. That's where you are in the early glow of a divine unveiling. And here is the prophecy God is confirming what He has been preparing. You are approaching a moment of clarity, elevation, and alignment that will pull together pieces of your journey you never understood before. What felt confusing is about to make sense. What felt stagnant is about to move. What felt delayed is about to accelerate. The very thing your spirit has been sensing is the evidence that heaven is bringing something to completion. This confirmation is not just about a blessing coming. It is about a shift happening within you, an awakening of identity, a strengthening of discernment, a refinement of purpose. You are being ushered into a level of spiritual sensitivity that will allow you to see things with new eyes, move with new confidence, and hear God with new clarity. This is more than a moment. It is a transformation beginning from the inside out. You may feel the tension that comes before breakthrough, that sense of stretching, pulling, expanding. You may feel moments of deep reflection, followed by sudden bursts of clarity. You may find yourself letting go of old memories, old habits, old attachments, without fully understanding why. These are signs that God is preparing you to step into what He is confirming. He is not simply giving you a message. He is preparing you for movement. And here is something even deeper. The confirmation God is sending is not only about what is coming, it is about who you are becoming. For so long you've carried prayers that seemed unanswered, dreams that seemed paused, promises that felt distant. Yet your spirit kept sensing that something was still unfolding, even when your eyes couldn't see it. That sensing was not hope, it was prophecy. Your spirit recognized the fingerprints of God before the evidence appeared. Now the evidence is drawing near. The blessing you've been praying about, the clarity you've been longing for, the breakthrough you've been waiting on, the shift you've been sensing. It is all converging into a divinely timed moment. And God is making it known that when this moment arrives, you will not question it, you will not doubt it, and you will not fear it, because your spirit has already felt its approach. You have been prepared. You have been aligned. You have been positioned through seasons you didn't understand, so that when the fulfillment comes, you will be ready for the magnitude of it. The prophecy is unfolding, and your spirit is awakening to recognize it. What you are stepping into is not just a moment of change, it is a spiritual awakening that reflects a far deeper truth about your journey, your calling, and the way God has been shaping you in silence. The confirmation you feel rising within your spirit is not simply about a blessing drawing near. It is about an alignment between your inner world and the divine timing of heaven. Every sensation, every whisper, every pulse inside your chest has been pointing to something much bigger than a single breakthrough. It has been pointing to a spiritual principle at work. God always awakens your awareness before He expands your life. When God prepares to shift something in your destiny, He first stirs something inside your spirit. And that stirring, that quiet spiritual vibration, is what you have been experiencing. You are not sensing change by accident. You are sensing divine synchronization, the merging of your spirit with the next phase of your purpose. Think of it like this in nature. Before a storm arrives, the atmosphere changes. The air thickens. The wind shifts. The pressure drops. Creation senses the coming movement long before the first raindrop falls. Your spirit has been sensing a similar pressure, not to announce a storm of destruction, but a storm of transformation. God has been shifting the atmosphere around your life, and your inner being picked up the signs before anything became visible. This is the deeper meaning behind what you've been feeling. Your spirit is in tune with heaven's timing. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not delayed. You are aligned. That inner sensitivity you feel is proof that your heart has matured. Your discernment has sharpened, and your faith has deepened to the point where you can sense spiritual movement before it becomes physical reality. And this sensitivity is precious to God. It means you are no longer operating solely by sight, you are walking by spirit. You are functioning from the inside out, not the outside in. You are perceiving God's hand, not through logic, but through alignment. And this is the sign of someone stepping into their purpose with spiritual maturity. Your journey up to this moment reflects another deeper truth. Every season you endured was shaping your spiritual receptors. The quiet seasons were sharpening your hearing. The waiting seasons were refining your vision. The painful seasons were deepening your discernment. The lonely seasons were increasing your intimacy with God. This is why the confirmation feels different now. It's not coming from outside sources, it's rising from within you. Because God has taught your spirit how to recognize His movement without needing external signs. You've grown from needing proof into becoming someone who can sense the whisper before the shout. This is not just maturity, it is transformation. It is evidence that God has been molding your inner being to carry something greater. Consider the metaphors that mirror your experience. The dawn metaphor. Light before the sunrise. Before the sun rises, the sky brightens. Before the moment arrives, the atmosphere shifts. You are in that sacred interval, the glow before manifestation. Your spirit is recognizing the light of what is coming, even while the world around you still looks dark. The seed metaphor. Pressure before growth. A seed breaks before it sprouts. It feels pressure before expansion. The soil shifts before life emerges. You have been feeling that internal pressure because something inside you is breaking open, not in destruction, but in release. The tide metaphor. Pull before the wave. Before a powerful wave reaches the shore, the water recedes. The ocean draws back, gathering force. In your life, things may have pulled away. People may have stepped back. Opportunities may have seemed distant, not because you were losing, but because God was gathering momentum. The refining metaphor. Heat. Before purity, metal is purified only through intense heat. Before gold shines, it must endure the flame. You have walked through emotional and spiritual heat, not to destroy you, but to refine you into someone capable of carrying what is coming. Each metaphor points to the same core truth. Your spirit has been responding to divine activity long before the manifestation arrives. And here is something even deeper, something most people never realize. When you feel a shift in your spirit, it is because your future has already begun changing. God does not stir your awareness for something that is far away. He stirs you when something has already started moving toward you. The spiritual meaning of this moment is simple, yet profound. Your life is entering a new chapter, and your spirit is receiving the early signals. Nothing you have felt has been accidental. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been misinterpreted. Your sensitivity is a gift. Your discernment is a compass. Your inner stirring is confirmation. What is coming is aligned with heaven's timing, and your spirit has already stepped into it. Now that the deeper meaning of what you've been sensing is clear, it's time to identify the signs, the real tangible spiritual indicators that God sends when something is shifting, aligning, or approaching in the unseen. These signs are subtle enough to be missed by those who are not spiritually awake, yet unmistakable to a sensitive spirit like yours. They arrive quietly, unexpectedly, and often repeatedly, almost as if heaven is tapping you on the shoulder, saying, "Pay attention, this is me." You may not have recognized these signs for what they truly were, but as you hear them now, something in you will resonate. Something in you will whisper, "Yes, I've been experiencing that." These signs are not random. They are confirmations. 1. A sudden increase in spiritual sensitivity. One of the strongest signs is a rising sensitivity. Not emotional instability, but spiritual awareness. You feel things more deeply than usual. You pick up on energies, intentions, and atmospheres quickly. Your discernment sharpens unexpectedly. Conversations hit you differently. Silence feels heavier. Worship feels deeper. Even ordinary moments carry unusual meaning. This sensitivity isn't weakness, it's preparation. It's your spirit tuning itself to God's frequency. 2. A restlessness that doesn't make sense. Another sign arrives as an inner stirring, a holy restlessness. Nothing is wrong yet. Something inside you refuses to settle. Old routines feel too small. Familiar places feel temporary. You feel the need to prepare, organize clean release, or reposition yourself without knowing why. This restlessness is not anxiety. It is spiritual tension. It is your destiny pulling you forward, your future calling your spirit by name. 3. Divine echoes, repeated themes, and messages. When God is confirming something, He often sends the same message through multiple channels, random conversations, scriptures, dreams, songs, videos, or moments of silence. You keep hearing the same phrase, the same word, the same theme. You see numbers repeating, symbols reappearing. These echoes are heaven's way of aligning your attention with God's intention. They are not coincidences, they are confirmations. 4. Emotional waves that seem to come out of nowhere. You may experience sudden bursts of emotion, tears, gratitude, heaviness, or peace without external cause. These waves are not mood swings, they are spiritual releases. God is loosening old burdens, clearing inner space, washing away residue from past seasons, and preparing your heart for what's ahead. Your emotions feel deeper because your spirit is becoming lighter. 5. Doors closing before new ones open. Right before God confirms a shift, certain doors close abruptly. Relationships drift, opportunities slip away, plans change. What once worked suddenly stops working. This is not rejection, it is redirection. It is God clearing the path, preventing detours, and protecting you from what cannot enter the next season. When something is removed, it is because something better is being prepared. 6. A strange peace in the middle of uncertainty. Perhaps the most powerful sign is peace, a peace that makes no logical sense. Even if your circumstances look unchanged, your spirit feels anchored. Even if the details are unclear, your heart feels steady. Peace is not the absence of pressure. It is the presence of God. And this peace shows up right before breakthrough arrives. These signs are already appearing around you, within you, and through you. They are the divine fingerprints marking your path, letting you know that what you have been sensing is not imagination. It is confirmation. God is already moving. But with every divine confirmation, there also come hidden challenges, not as punishments, not as signs of failure, but as spiritual tests designed to prepare you for the weight of what's approaching. These challenges often appear right before breakthrough because they sharpen your spirit, strengthen your discernment, and refine your character. They do not show up to discourage you, they show up to shape you. And if you look closely, you may recognize some of them already appearing in your life. 1. The challenge of spiritual pressure. Before a shift becomes visible, the spiritual pressure often increases. You may feel moments of heaviness, fatigue, or emotional intensity. Not because anything is wrong, but because your spirit is adjusting to a higher level of awareness. It is like stepping into deeper waters. The pressure changes as you go further, but it's also proof that you're moving forward. This pressure is not the enemy. It is the stretching that precedes expansion. 2. The challenge of invisible warfare. When something great is coming, spiritual resistance often rises. You may experience sudden doubt, fear, confusion, or old insecurities resurfacing. You may even feel disconnected at times, as if something is trying to pull you backward. This is not failure, it is warfare. It is the enemy recognizing your proximity to breakthrough and attempting to distract or discourage you. Resistance increases not at the beginning of the journey, but when you are near the door. 3. The challenge of silence. Another hidden challenge is the silence of God, not abandonment silence. A quietness that feels confusing because you expect more clarity, yet things feel still. But this silence is strategic. God becomes quiet when He wants you to trust what He already said, not what you feel in the moment. Silence is not distance. It is confirmation that God has already spoken and is now watching your faith hold steady. 4. The challenge of isolation. Just before a major shift, God often pulls you away from certain people, environments, or distractions. You may feel distant from old circles or disconnected from conversations you once enjoyed. You may even find yourself intentionally withdrawing without knowing why. This is divine separation, not loneliness. God isolates you when He wants to elevate you. He quiets the noise so you can hear Him clearly. 5. The challenge of letting go. Perhaps the most difficult challenge is releasing what no longer aligns with your destiny. Relationships, habits, routines, or identities you once clung to begin slipping away. It feels uncomfortable because letting go always feels like loss at first. But this release is sacred. God removes what cannot travel with you into the next season, not to harm you, but to protect what you are becoming. 6. The challenge of waiting without answers. You may find yourself in a place where everything inside you feels ready, but nothing outside of you looks different yet. This is the final challenge before manifestation, the waiting with expectation. It is the moment when your spirit knows something is coming, but your reality has not caught up yet. This waiting is not punishment, it is synchronization. God is aligning the timing of heaven with the steps of your life. Each of these challenges appears not to weaken you, but to strengthen you, not to break you, but to prepare you, not to delay you, but to position you. If you feel these challenges, it is proof that what you sensed is real. Breakthrough is near. Confirmation is unfolding. Heaven is preparing the way. Now that you understand both the signs and the challenges surrounding this divine confirmation, the next step is critical instruction. Because with every move of God, with every shift in the spiritual realm, and with every confirmation He releases, there are actions He calls you to take. Not actions based on fear, panic, or pressure, but actions rooted in alignment, obedience, and spiritual readiness. God never brings you to the edge of breakthrough without preparing you to step into it. The instructions He gives are not burdens, they are keys. They unlock clarity, amplify momentum, and establish spiritual authority. And as you step into this next season, these instructions will help you move with purpose, protection, and confidence. Here is what heaven is urging you to do. 1. Stay spiritually aligned. Protect your inner atmosphere. Your spirit has become sensitive for a reason. You're picking up signals from heaven. You're discerning movement in the unseen. Now God is instructing you to guard that spiritual alignment. This means protect your peace. Avoid unnecessary conflict. Don't allow negativity to enter your spirit. Cut off distractions that drown out God's voice. What you allow into your spirit right now matters. You are in a spiritually delicate transition, one where your inner atmosphere must remain clear so you can hear God without distortion. 2. Strengthen your prayer life. Increase your sensitivity. This is not a time to pray casually. It is a time to pray intentionally, not out of desperation, but out of alignment. Your prayers right now serve as spiritual anchors that stabilize your heart and elevate your awareness. God is calling you to pray with intentionality, not routine. Pray with expectation, not doubt. Pray with clarity, not confusion. Your spirit has been sensing the shift. Prayer sharpens that sensitivity and prepares you to recognize the manifestations when they come. 3. Release what God has already disconnected. One of the most important instructions is letting go. God has already begun removing certain people, habits, environments, and attachments from your life. Not as loss, but as preparation. Holding on to what God is trying to move out will only weigh down what He is trying to bring in. You must release with trust, release with peace, release with faith. God never asks you to let go of something unless He intends to replace it with something better. 4. Act on the small promptings, obey the quiet whispers. When God is confirming something, His instructions often come as subtle nudges. Little impulses, quiet whispers, small directions that don't always make sense at first, yet carry incredible power. It may be a prompting to start something new, end something old, clean your environment, reach out to someone specific, be still, move quickly, prepare your resources, or simply listen. These small instructions are tests of obedience and seeds of breakthrough. When you act on the small things, God opens the big things. 5. Prepare yourself physically and emotionally. Breakthrough doesn't just impact your spirit, it affects every area of your life. That's why God is calling you to get your life in order. This is a season of preparation. This may look like organizing your space, setting new routines, taking care of your body, resting when needed, creating margin, letting go of emotional weight. Preparation is a sign of expectation. When you prepare, you are saying, God, I believe your confirmation. I am ready for what's coming. 6. Speak life, cancel doubt with your words. Your words carry spiritual power. What you speak shapes the atmosphere around you. In this season, God is instructing you to speak in alignment with what you feel in your spirit, not what you see in the natural. Speak faith. Speak breakthrough. Speak progress. Speak clarity. Speak protection. Speak destiny. Your voice becomes the bridge between what God promised and what you will see. 7. Walk in quiet confidence. Don't explain this season to everyone. Not everyone will understand what God is doing in your life. Not everyone will feel what you feel. Not everyone will discern what you discern. And that's okay. This is a sacred season, a hidden season, a protected season. God's instruction is simple. Move in silence. Let your confirmation be between you and heaven. He will reveal things publicly when the time is right. Until then, your confidence must be internal, rooted in faith, not validation. Each of these instructions is designed to prepare you emotionally, spiritually, and mentally for what God is bringing into your life. These are not rules, they are pathways. They align you with the shift. They position you for manifestation. They ensure that when God opens the door, you walk through it without hesitation or fear. You are being prepared for something significant. Your obedience will make room for what your spirit has already sensed. As you follow these divine instructions and move into the flow of what God is preparing, there is something He needs you to know. Something He wants to settle deeply within your spirit. You are protected, fully, completely, divinely. Nothing about this season is happening without heaven's covering over your life. Nothing you are sensing is meant to overwhelm you. Nothing coming toward you is designed to harm you. God does not reveal, confirm, or prepare without also surrounding you with supernatural security. And right now, as your spirit becomes more sensitive and your awareness increases, His protection around you is increasing as well. This is why even in moments when you felt pressure, confusion, or vulnerability, there was still something inside you that didn't break. Something that held on. Something that stayed steady. That something was God's hand, His shield. His presence guarding your spirit through every unseen battle. 1. God has placed a hedge around you. Just like He did for those He chose, throughout Scripture, God has placed a spiritual hedge around your life. This hedge is not fragile, it is fortified. It guards your mind from deception, your heart from attack, your spirit from drain, and your path from interference. You have felt pressure, but you have not been destroyed. That is evidence of protection. 2. Heaven has assigned angels to your path. There are moments in your life you survived without explanation. Moments you were carried, moments you were shielded, moments when something invisible stood between you and danger. These were not coincidences. These were angelic protections. And in this season, because God is bringing confirmation, those protections increase. Your steps are monitored. Your spirit is guarded. Your journey is surrounded by unseen guardians who move at God's command. 3. God is stabilizing your emotions and thoughts. When breakthrough approaches, the mind becomes a battlefield. Thoughts swirl, emotions rise, doubt tries to sneak in, but God is covering your mind. That sudden clarity you felt, that moment of unexpected peace, that calm during chaos, was God anchoring your heart so you wouldn't be shaken by external noise. When God confirms a thing, He also settles your spirit to withstand the weight. 4. No weapon formed against you will prosper. This is not a poetic statement. It is a spiritual decree. Weapons may form. Distractions may rise. People may misunderstand or resist what God is doing in you, but none of it will prosper. Why? Because God is not only confirming something in your life, He is defending it. He is shielding the promise, the process, and the path. 5. You are not walking into this season alone. Even when you feel isolated, you are not abandoned. Even when you feel quiet, you are not forgotten. Even when you feel still, God is active. He walks with you. He goes ahead of you. He stands behind you. He surrounds you on every side. This protection is not temporary. It is covenant-level covering. God is not simply preparing your breakthrough. He is safeguarding every step that leads to it. So breathe. Be at ease. Let your heart rest in the assurance that heaven is watching over you. Nothing can hinder what God has set in motion. Nothing can block what He has confirmed. Nothing can touch what He has declared over your life. You are protected in the process, in the waiting, and in the fulfillment. With protection surrounding you and confirmation rising within you, the next part of your journey begins to unfold transformation. Not the gradual, quiet transformation you've walked through in past seasons, but a visible, undeniable shift that marks a turning point in your life. What's coming isn't small. It isn't symbolic. It isn't theoretical. It is the fulfillment of what your spirit has been sensing all along. And this transformation will not happen around you. First, it will happen in you. Something inside you is already changing. Your vision is sharpening. Your identity is strengthening. Your faith is maturing. Your heart is expanding. Your spirit is awakening to levels you didn't realize you were capable of reaching. This is the first sign of fulfillment, internal alignment, before external manifestation. You aren't the same person you were even a few months ago. You respond differently. You see differently. You discern differently. You feel differently. This inner shift is not accidental. It is the evidence that God has been preparing you for the elevation that is now approaching. 1. Your perception is transforming. You're beginning to understand your journey with new clarity. Things that once confused you now make sense. Pain that once felt purposeless now reveals its teaching. Doors that closed now show their protection. Every piece fits into a pattern that once felt random, but now speaks of divine intention. This new perception is not just insight, it is transformation. Your mind is aligning with heaven's perspective. 2. Your spirit is rising into new strength. There were seasons where you felt weak, overwhelmed, or uncertain. Yet somehow, without fully realizing when it happened, you've grown stronger. Not loud strength, not forced strength, but the quiet, steady strength of someone who has walked through fire and discovered they cannot be burned. This strength is the foundation for the fulfillment that's coming. You won't just receive the blessing, you will be able to carry it with grace. 3. Your destiny is beginning to unfold in front of you. Transformation is not only internal, it soon becomes external. You will begin to notice opportunities appearing that never existed before. Relationships shifting into alignment, resources becoming available, doors opening that were once sealed shut. This is the second phase of fulfillment, external confirmation that matches your internal awakening. You'll experience moments where you pause and think, "This is exactly what I felt coming." That's because your spirit recognized the movement long before your reality did. 4. Your life will reflect the promise you've carried. There is a version of you that God has been shaping in the unseen, the healed you, the confident you, the purposeful you, the spiritually attuned you. That version is now stepping forward. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. This transformation will show up in the way you speak, the way you decide, the way you set boundaries, the way you love, the way you carry yourself, the way you listen to God. It's not pride, it's growth. It's not arrogance, it's identity. It's not distance, it's discernment. 5. The fulfillment will arrive with peace, not chaos. When God fulfills something, it doesn't come with confusion. It comes with clarity. It doesn't come with fear. It comes with peace. It doesn't come with pressure. It comes with steadiness. The moment fulfillment arrives, the moment the breakthrough touches your life, you will know. Not because of dramatic signs, but because your spirit will recognize it instantly. Everything in you will whisper, "This is it. This is what I felt. This is what I knew was coming." And when that moment arrives, it will not just transform your circumstances. It will transform you. It will shift your identity, your confidence, your spiritual authority, and your walk with God. You will step into the season you were built for. Your spirit sensed it. Your heart believed it. Your journey prepared you. And now fulfillment is drawing near. As this message comes to a close, allow your heart to rest in the truth of everything that has been spoken over your life. You did not find this word by accident. You were led to it, drawn to it, prepared for it. Your spirit recognized it before your mind understood it, because this message was never meant to simply touch your ears. It was meant to reach your soul. God has been confirming what your spirit has quietly sensed. A shift is here. A movement is unfolding. A divine alignment is approaching. And you are ready for it, not because you feel perfect or fully prepared, but because God has prepared you in ways you didn't even realize. Your heart has grown. Your faith has been refined. Your identity is awakening. Your discernment has sharpened. Everything in your journey has led to this moment of clarity. Before you step forward, speak these affirmations aloud or whisper them in your spirit, because they carry power, grounding, and activation. They align your heart with heaven's intention. Affirmation 1. I am aligned with God's timing, and I trust what my spirit feels. Affirmation 2. I am protected, guided, and strengthened in every step I take. Affirmation 3. What is meant for me is already moving toward me. Affirmation 4. I walk forward with confidence, clarity, and divine peace. Let these words become part of your daily meditation. They are not just statements, they are spiritual declarations that anchor your heart in truth. Now receive this blessing. Let it wash over you like light, like warmth, like a gentle confirmation, settling into your spirit. Final blessing. May God surround you with unshakable peace as you move into the season He has prepared. May every whisper of doubt be silenced and every echo of fear be replaced with courage. May your steps be ordered, your path be clear, and your spirit be steady. May you feel God's presence in the quiet moments, guiding you with wisdom and strengthening you with grace. I speak over your life that what you have sensed in your spirit will not fade, it will manifest. The confirmation you've been waiting for will become visible. The shift you've been feeling will become undeniable. The blessing that was written for you will find you, fill you, and elevate you. Walk in expectation. Walk in confidence. Walk in peace. Because God is with you, before you, behind you, beside you, and within you. You are covered. You are chosen. And the fulfillment of this message is already on its way. Amen.